This is Gangnam, one of the wealthiest, most expensive neighborhoods in all of South Korea. In some of the cafes here, a single cup of coffee can set you back $10. A simple lunch, 20, maybe even 30 bucks. And for the next 3 days, my entire daily budget for food, transport, and everything else is this: $15 a day. My only shot at pulling this off is by doing something I've never done before: relying completely on the kindness of strangers for a place to sleep. This is what happened when I tried to survive in a city with a reputation for being notoriously expensive, using only a shoestring budget and couch surfing. I came to Seoul with a challenge, or maybe it was more of a question. Can you really experience this incredible city without a world-class budget? The plan was simple, but honestly, it was terrifying. 3 days, $45 total, and $0 for a place to stay. Every night I'd be sleeping on someone's couch, someone I'd only ever met online. This is the daily breakdown of every single one I spent, every meal I ate, and every stranger's door I knocked on. This isn't just a travel vlog, it's a survival guide. Let's see if I make it. The first challenge wasn't finding food, it was just getting out of the airport. My first real purchase in Korea is a T-Money card, the key to the city's public transport. The card itself is 4,000 won, so I load it with 10,000 won, and I feel a painful chunk of my budget vanish before I've even had a sip of water. My first subway ride to meet my host costs 1,550 won. The train is spotless and the system is super efficient, but all I can think about is the number draining from my total. My host for the first night is Minjun, an office worker in a small but cozy apartment outside the city center. He greets me with a warm, slightly shy smile and shows me to my bed, a comfy-looking sofa. The relief is just overwhelming. This is real. I have a safe, free place to sleep. Finding a host in Seoul isn't always easy, so I know I got lucky. We chat for a bit, and he finds my challenge amusing. "You're brave," he tells me, or maybe crazy. I'm starting to think it's the latter. He heads off to work, and the reality of the situation crashes down on me. I'm alone in a stranger's apartment in a megacity of 10 million people, and my stomach is growling. It's 2 p.m. and I haven't eaten since the airplane meal. The panic starts to creep in. I check my wallet. After the T-Money card and the subway, my daily budget of about 21,000 won is already hurting. I have to find food, cheap food. I start wandering through Minjun's neighborhood. There are no tourist guides for this part of town. It's just residential blocks, a few shops, and the delicious smell of real life. After walking past several restaurants that would destroy my entire day's budget, I spot it: a GS25 convenience store. In Seoul, convenience stores are more than just places for chips and soda. They're culinary lifesavers for the budget-conscious. I scan the shelves, my eyes wide. Instant noodles, hot bar snacks. And then, I see the legendary triangle kimbap, a tightly packed pyramid of rice and fillings wrapped in seaweed. I grab one with tuna and mayo for only 1,200 won, less than $1. I find a small park bench, unwrap my prize, and take a bite. It's perfect. It's savory. It's filling. And most importantly, it's cheap. For the first time today, I feel like I'm not just surviving. I'm winning. Later that evening, Minjun gets home from work, and taking pity on my mission, suggests a free activity. "Have you seen Cheonggyecheon stream?" he asks. I haven't, so we take the subway. Another 1,551 gone and pop up in a different world. Right in the middle of downtown, below the busy streets, is an 11-kilometer stream, a beautiful urban oasis. It's completely free to walk along its stone paths, and at night it's lit up, creating this magical atmosphere. We walk for an hour, talking about his life in Seoul and my crazy travel style. He points towards Gwangjang Market. "You can find a cheap dinner there," he says. I thank him and head off, the hunger returning. The market is an explosion of senses: steam, shouts, and the smell of a million delicious things. I follow my nose to a stall selling tteokbokki, those iconic spicy rice cakes simmering in a bubbling red sauce. A huge plate cost me 4,000 won. It's spicy, sweet, chewy, and incredibly filling. I eat it standing up, shoulder to shoulder with locals, feeling a real connection to the city. I take the subway back to Minjun's place for my final 1,551 ride of the day. As I lie down on the couch, I do the final math. My spending for the day adds up to 19,201. I wake up on Minjun's couch feeling surprisingly refreshed. He's already up and offers me a cup of instant coffee, which I gratefully accept. It's a small gesture, but it means the world. A free coffee is a huge victory. We swap contact info and I thank him over and over for his kindness. Then it's time for the Couchsurfing shuffle. My host for night 2 is a university student named Ji-hai who lives near Hongdae, the city's vibrant, youthful arts hub. That means another subway journey. I say my final goodbye to Minjun and navigate the metro, watching another 1,551 disappear from my T-money card. Arriving in Hongdae is a total culture shock after the quiet residential area. It's a whirlwind of fashion, trendy cafes, and the constant beat of K-pop. The pressure to spend money here is intense. Every corner has something tempting. A cute accessory, a delicious-looking dessert. My $15 budget feels more inadequate than ever. I meet Ji-hai, who is energetic and friendly, a complete contrast to the reserved Minjun. Her place is a small room in a shared student apartment, and my bed for the night is a mattress on the floor. It's humble, but it's free, and that's all that matters. She's studying art and is excited to show me around her neighborhood. But first, lunch. The challenge is finding something I can afford in this trendy district. Ji-hee understands the mission and gives me a genius-level tip. The student cafeterias are the cheapest, she advises. I find my way to the main cafeteria, a bustling hall filled with students. The menu is in Korean, but the prices are in numbers I can definitely understand. I point at a picture of what looks like bibimbap, the classic mixed rice bowl. The cost? A miraculous 5,000 won. It's served on a plastic tray, school lunch style, but it's a hot, balanced, and delicious meal. Eating among students, I feel less like a tourist, and more like I've found a genuine life hack. With a full stomach, I'm ready for the afternoon. Ji-hai has classes, so I decide to explore Hongdae's main free attraction. It's street life. I wander down roads covered in incredible graffiti and murals, stumbling upon Hongdae Mural Street. The whole area is an open-air art gallery. As the day goes on, the streets fill with performers. Dancers, singers, and magicians set up their own stages, drawing huge crowds. It's an incredible show of talent and energy, and it costs absolutely nothing to watch. As evening approaches, the temptation to spend is at an all-time high. My friends back home would be at a Korean BBQ restaurant right now, a meal that would cost my entire 3-day budget. Instead, I'm thinking about dinner. I remember from my map that Mangwon Market is just a short walk away. Local markets are a budget traveler's best friend. Mangwon feels more local and less chaotic than Gwangjang. I wander the aisles, hunting for the best deal. I find a stall selling twigim, various deep-fried things. I get a mix of a fried sweet potato, a vegetable fritter, and a seaweed roll for just 3,000 won. It's greasy, crunchy, and amazing. To round it out, I find a stall selling classic egg bread, giranpang, for 2,000 won. It's a slightly sweet, fluffy cake with a whole egg baked inside. My dinner, a feast of fried goodness and savory cake, cost a grand total of 5,000 won. I walk back to Ji-hai's place, saving another subway fare. The day was a huge test of self-control, but it was a massive success. Total spending for day 2, 11,551. That's well under my 21,001 limit. I have a surplus. This feels incredible. I've made it through 2 days, slept on a couch and a floor mattress, and I'm still under budget. Honestly, this is one of the hardest and most rewarding travel challenges I've ever taken on. If you're enjoying this journey, and maybe even learning a trick or two, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and it helps me keep making these crazy videos. All right, 1 day left. Let's see if I can finish strong. I wake up on my final day feeling a mix of exhaustion and determination. My body is tired from all the walking, and my brain is tired from constantly converting prices in my head. I have a healthy surplus from yesterday, but I can't get complacent. Jihai and I have a quick chat before she leaves for class. She tells me about the pressures of being a student in Seoul, the competition, the long hours. It's a brief but powerful reminder that Couchsurfing is about so much more than a free bed. It's a window into another person's life. For my final day's activity, I want to do something iconic, but it has to be free. The grand palaces have entrance fees, but I remember a tip: hiking. Seoul is surrounded by mountains, and the views from the top are priceless, literally. I decide to hike a part of Namsan, the mountain in the heart of Seoul. The subway ride there costs 1,551. I skip the expensive cable car and start the walk up the trail through Namsan Park. It's a beautiful, crisp morning, and the path is full of locals getting their daily exercise. The climb is steep in parts, but the higher I get, the more of the city I see. The panoramic view from the base of the Seoul Tower, also known as the Namsan Tower, is absolutely breathtaking. Skyscrapers, mountains, and the Han River sprawling out in every direction. It's a multi-million-dollar view, and it cost me less than $2 in transport to see it. The hike worked up an appetite, but today is all about being frugal. I need to make my surplus count. For lunch, I head back down the mountain and find a convenience store. My meal is the definition of a budget bite: a single banana and a bottle of water, which I refill at a public fountain later. Total cost, 501. It's not glamorous, but it gets the job done. With most of the afternoon left, I decide to spend the rest of my time on my feet. Walking is the ultimate budget travel hack. It's free, you get some exercise, and you see so much more of the city. I walk from Namsan to the Insadong neighborhood, famous for its traditional crafts. I spend hours just window shopping, admiring beautiful pottery, intricate calligraphy brushes, and colorful fabrics, all without spending a single one. It's surprisingly satisfying. As evening falls on my final day, I feel a real sense of accomplishment. It's time for my final meal in Seoul, and I want to make it count. I have a good chunk of my daily budget left, so I can afford a bit of a splurge. I head back to where it all began, Gwangjang Market. This time, I'm not just getting one thing. I'm creating my own street food tasting menu. I start with a bindateok, a giant, savory mung bean pancake fried to golden perfection for 5,000 won. It's crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, and just phenomenal. Next, I find the famous Netflix noodle lady and get a bowl of her kalguksu, handmade knife-cut noodles in a warm, comforting broth, for 7,000 won. Finally, for dessert, I find a stall selling hotteok, a sweet, chewy pancake filled with molten brown sugar and nuts. It's the perfect end to the meal, and it only costs 2,000 won. I sit on a crowded wooden bench in the market, my feast spread out before me. My final meal in Seoul cost 14,000 won. It's the most I've spent on a single meal, but it feels earned. It's a celebration. Total spend for day 3, 17,050 won. I'm still under budget. So, the final tally. Over 3 days, my total budget was 63,000 Korean won, or about $45 US. My total spending, including the T-Money card, came out to around 52,000 won. I did it. I actually survived Seoul on less than $15 a day. Looking back, what were the hardest parts? The constant mental math was exhausting. Saying no to things I really wanted to try was tough. And there was always this low-level anxiety about money that never quite went away. But the best parts? Without a doubt, it was the people. It was Min Jun sharing his coffee and his story. It was Jihai's excitement and her insider tip about the student cafeteria. This challenge forced me to rely on others, and in return, I was met with incredible kindness. Couchsurfing wasn't just a hack to save money. It was the heart of the entire experience. Now, this isn't the most relaxing way to see a city, but you trade convenience for connection. You see a side of a place you would never see from a hotel room. So, was it worth it? Absolutely. It was difficult and uncomfortable at times, but it proved that travel is more about your mindset than the money in your wallet. You don't need to be rich to see the world. You just need to be adventurous, resourceful, and willing to put a little faith in the kindness of strangers. This trip taught me that the most valuable moments in travel are rarely the ones you pay for. They're the unexpected conversations, the small acts of kindness, and that triumphant feeling of eating a $1 kimbap on a park bench, knowing you earned it. Surviving Seoul was an incredible adventure, but now I'm ready to take it to the next level. For my next challenge, I'm thinking about heading to a city that's even more notorious for its high prices. A place where this budget might truly be impossible. Have you couchsurfed before or maybe planning on trying it? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and see you next time.